actions have changed the world.
Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the trending contracts. And today's contract, What the Beta, set in Whittleton Creek, and the contract ID is on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today, courtesy of H-Bomb-J. So moving on to our briefing, you have been hired by the Sigma Squad to eliminate the higher-ups of the Beta Bunch. So moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, with no stipulations on how we dispatch them, or what we wear whilst we do so we have a free map. And for today's challenge, we'll be starting at the default location, and we'll be bringing with us a lethal syringe along with our silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to immediately select our lethal syringe and make our way over to the muffin stand, and keep an eye on this young lady on the park bench there, as we are going to be waiting on her. Luckily not very long, as she's already vacated the bench and is making her way to the muffin stand. And it's at this point we can then turn on the radio and turn it off again, and that will attract the attention of our first target, Mr. West here. So when he comes round to investigate, we're going to jab him in the back with our needle and then move a safe distance while he drops down into the bush. And the reason we wait for that young lady is that she can see us from her position on the park bench. So if she's at the muffin stand, she will not see us. So with target 1 taken care of, we're going to move on now directly to target number 2, and they are located in Janus's house on the 1st floor. And we're not going to go through all the palaver of the tunnel and the rest of it. We're just going to climb straight up the drain pipe in front of us. Once the conversation between the gardener and the guard there has played out, we also need to check on the positions of the guard inside the garden area. And I am taking a slight risk going up the drain pipe and into the bathroom window, but we was able to make it up with enough time to not be spotted. So we're going to make our way out of the bathroom and straight into the study room, and our next target will join us here, and all we have to do is pounce on him, break his neck, and we can leave him here, although I am going to hide him in the closet provided, as there is one. But I do not believe anyone else comes into this room. So we're going to take his outfit before we leave, just so that our egress from the property is that much easier, although we are taking the same route out. So from here we're going to move on to our next target, who is located in Helen West's garden, but we do require an item before we head there. So we're going to head around to the Hanson's house, which is the house with the boat outside. We're going to hop over the garden fence into the garden, and we're going to grab ourselves the propane cylinder from the barbecue. Now we are not trespassing, I just haven't bothered to stop crouch running yet. So once we have the propane cylinder, we can make our way through the garden and back out onto the street, and we're going to give Janus's house a nice wide berth, as there is a camera somewhere around there. And then we're going to head into Helen West's garden, and from here we will be trespassing. So we're going to make our way into this bush here. As you can see, if we use instinct, there is a guard sat at the patio table there, that is the guard who will make his way into the property and to the toilets. Our target is his colleague, who has just moved away from the garden shed. So we're going to use that opportunity to throw our propane cylinder as close to the garden shed as possible. And then we're just going to wait for the guard to make his way into the property to use the facilities there. And we can exit our bush. And now all we have to do is wait for our target to finish pruning the rose bush in the corner and make his way back to the shed. It looks like we threw our propane cylinder a little too well, and he almost blocked us from it. But once we have a nice clear shot, we can detonate the propane cylinder and eliminate our third target. So moving on to target number 4, and that will be the Dr. Lafayette, not the same one from Sapienza. Could be his son, could be no relation. Either way, he is next on our hit list. So we're going to make our way over to his location by the creek shed, and it just so happens that near our target there is another propane cylinder. So we're just going to utilize that as it is available to us. Hopefully this propane cylinder doesn't detonate itself, which it has been prone to do in the past, although it hasn't happened for a while. I use these propane cylinders quite regularly on this map, and occasionally this one will blow itself up. So once we have our propane cylinder in place, all we've got to do is drop a couple of bullets into it, and that will in turn drop Dr. Lafayette into the creek, and we can move on. So we have one more target left to us, and we're gonna make our way around to the politician's little stand in the park, and on the way there we're gonna stop off and pick up the third propane cylinder on the map. So we're gonna let ourselves into the house for sale using the key in the plant pot, make our way into the kitchen ignoring the gas man, grab the propane cylinder, and we can now make a beeline for the park, and we're just gonna head straight up to the politician's assistant. Hopefully by this point the politician has vacated the area and has begun his rounds around the town. So the assistant should now be all alone. So we're just going to walk right up to him, drop the propane cylinder on the floor, make our way over to the park shed and duck down into the bushes. We're going to select our silenced pistol, wait for the FBI agent to move clear, and then we're going to drop 2 bullets into the propane cylinder and eliminate the want-to-be criminal, as all politicians are criminal by default. So with all of our targets now dealt with, all we have to do is to make good our escape, and the nearest available safe exit will be the bridge exit, although the bus stop is only a short distance further. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of, and we have confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan, and we get our silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.